Hi, my name is Tatiana Ehlers, and this is my informative speech about animal shelters. Before I start off my speech, I would like to start off with a story. I have two dogs, which are also rescues from animal shelters. And the first one I rescued, she was so scared of a door that she wouldn't come in. And what I learned from these people were they brought them from down in Mississippi area all the way up to Virginia because not enough people were adopting them. Shelters were so overcrowded, they were euthanizing them without giving them a chance to get adopted. So what happened was they'd bring them up and we'd foster these animals to make sure they were okay and they could get adopted. And they were so malnourished, their fur looked horrible, and they'd be limping around, they'd cry for the whole first week, and nobody would get sleep, and they were so scared of everything. You had like an upset tone, they'd freak out and cower. And I know my dog Nellie, when she first smelled rotisserie chicken, she'd freak out, run around, and like something triggered this emotional distress in her. And a lot of times when my mom had the trash out, she had to start putting trash away because these dogs, instead of getting what they were fed, they would go straight to the trash can. And now that you see how like horribly they were treated, you understand their behaviors and you're kind of upset with what happens in the animal shelters. Here's a quick image of my two dogs. Do you ever wonder what happens behind the closed doors of an animal shelter? Today we'll be talking about what goes on in animal shelters as well as the impact it has on the animal's life from living there. According to spots.com, there are 10,000 rescue groups and sanctuaries in North America, and as well as 3,500 brick and mortar places in the United States. Every year in the United States, animal shelters take in 6 million animals, and only about half of those animals get adopted. Being that the animal shelters are constantly overcrowded, 40% of the animals in the shelter get euthanized, meaning the animals get killed or put to sleep and won't wake up again, just get space in that animal shelter. And according to ASPCA, that 40% is about 1.5 million animals a year. I find that extremely sad. Due to overcrowded shelters, not enough funds, and short on staff, animals in the animal shelters don't get that great of an experience. Gale and Context Science says the life in these shelters are stressful and traumatic for the animals due to sensory overstimulation, social isolation, change or loss of a schedule, and the novelty of the environment. This is very important for an animal to constantly be fed on time and loved and constantly not have so many dogs in their face all the time, or it's really hard for them. They end up with nightmares, they can't sleep, they won't eat. It's very important that they have a normal daily schedule, just like you and me. Lastly, Academic Search Complete says that 72% of the animals from the shelters exhibited behavioral problems after the first week of adoption, such as aggression, fearfulness, destructiveness, excessive vocalization, and separation anxiety, meaning they're scared that their owners that just adopted them will leave them, and they have such bad dreams and they can't sleep and they're begging for someone just to love them and hold them so that nobody can be hurt because they're so scared, so they're trying to protect themselves. And now that you know that, the question now is, what are you going to do about it? I can tell you one thing, what I did about it. I made sure my dog felt safe no matter what, and I spent time loving on her to show her not everybody is as bad and not every place is as bad as a shelter. And I understand that shelters try to protect their animals, but they don't protect them as well as an individual person could. And if you want to know more about what happened to my dogs after they were rescued, feel free to email or like comment on this, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Thank you for watching this video and my speech, and I would love to hear your comments and any questions or your response to my question down below where you comment. Thank you. Bye.